I spread the shoe a little bit by pushing it down over this round paintbrush handle. That way I get a more symmetrical shape to the shoe than just trying to straighten it or spread it by using pliers or any other method. The heels look like they needed turned in just a little bit, so we'll try this. Sometimes it takes several tries before you get it just right. That's pretty close. I'm gonna go ahead and grind the shoe down before I try fitting it any farther, because grinding will take some of the shoe size down. Grinding takes the seam off the edge of the shoe, and I grind both the inside and the outside of the shoe. Gives it a nice polish. And then I sand the base side of the shoe that's going to touch the hoof. That helps with adhering the glue, and also gives it a flat, smooth, finished edge. You want to use a flat sander for this. If you use something round, then you'll end up with cups in your shoe, lower areas. This helps keep it nice and flat. This is the tool that I'm using if you've never seen this before. It has a movable band of sandpaper. You just push this down, it has a spring in it, and you can move the sandpaper around it so you always have a clean spot or a flat spot or a sharper spot. See how this fits now.
HD2 Philadelphia.
This heel needs turned in just a little bit.
We're Philadelphia's smooth jazz, JJZ, 1480 AM, 106.1 HD2, and online worldwide at wjjz.com.
The shoe's gotten just a little bit twisted from the adjustment, so I've got a piece of steel here and I'll just tap it flat. You want the front of the shoe to be even with the front of the hoof, not set behind it, not sticking out in front of it. I like to put a little dab of tacky wax underneath the toe of the shoe to help hold it in place so it doesn't slip around when I'm trying to place the horse on the shoe. I prefer to use actual super glue and not like Gorilla Glue or any of the other crazy glues or any of those, because some of those tend to dry white or yellow or don't dry as fast or dry too fast. But mostly it's because of the yellowing or the powderiness. This dries nice and clear. Try to hold it on there for a few seconds until it sets up. I'll just kind of wiggle him loose. If I see the shoe's not setting, we'll just wait a few more seconds. There. It looks good, and then I press it on with my hand. Be careful you don't squeeze too hard that you squeeze all the glue out, and then the shoe will stick to your hand. Sure, I've done that. If things go wrong here, I won't edit it out so that you can see the problems that you might run into. Okay, so we've got two shoes shaped and fit. There's still a little tacky wax on there, but I'll wait till the glue's all dried before I clean that all off. So let's see, let's start the hinds. First you want to lay a shoe on the foot. See how much difference there is between the shape of the shoe and the shape of the foot. Each hoof, just like on real horses, each hoof is shaped a little differently. On real horses, usually you'll find that the hind feet are a size smaller than the fronts, and it looks like that's true of this model also. So this shoe's going to need trim down, but I'm going to go ahead and grind it first. The shape of the shoe is almost ideal for this hoof. Hind hooves tend to be more of a diamond shape, and front hooves tend to be more of a big round pancake shape. So this shape looks like it's going to fit pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and grind it. See all those little rough edges? I don't know if you can see those. Well, those rough edges are on the edge of the shoe on the inside and the outside. I'll grind those all off so you have a nice smooth finish. Ooh, that's getting a little bit hot. That's looking a lot better. And just turn the heels in a little bit. I think we're good. So we'll sand the bottom flat then. Make sure you do wear goggles through this entire process, or protective glasses, because little tiny shards of metal come off these shoes, and I mean they're almost microscopic. It's like metal dust, and it gets on your fingers and it gets on your tools, and if you touch your face it'll be in your eyes. So you have to be careful with this. Okay, let's take another look. Oh, that looks really nice. A little too much glue there. Just gonna take a toothpick and clean up along the edge just a little. Just ran down over the edge a little bit. Okay. Pushing it on at the end will help close up any gaps you might have between the shoe and the hoof. The shoes are soft enough metal that they'll bend a little bit, and when you push the hoof up against the shoe, then it softens, or the metal's soft enough to just squeeze into the gaps. So then you get a nice tight fit and a nice professional shoeing job. After the glue's dry, then I'll go ahead and gloss his hooves. And I'll also seal the bottoms with matte finish. It's actually a matte gel. And he still needs his eyes and nostrils glossed, but there's the shoes. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the gloss and I'll put that on. You can see what that looks like. Well, the first step I do is pick my brush up off the floor. The first step I do is put a dot of gloss on each one of the clinches. That gives just the slightest bit of dimension. Like I said, I don't want them to stand out like giant clinches, but I do want them to be, you know, just noticeable. I have done them in silver colored pencil. I used a pencil to just put a dot on each one. And now I'm using the gloss to just put a dot of gloss on each one. And it will flatten as it dries, but there will still be just the ever so slightly raised dot. And this is a 10-0 liner brush, so it has a nice fine point to it. I don't know if you can see those or not. They're pretty subtle. While those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and gloss his eyes and the insides of his nostrils. This guy is a champagne color. He's an American cream draft. And he's got, the breed typically has these really unique colors of eyes, hazel or blue-green, sometimes a pale gold-brown color. This guy's eyes are sort of a, they're gray-green, they're really neat. He's previously been sealed with several coats of Krylon matte finish and then Tester's dull coat. I also sealed his hooves with that prior to shoeing. And when I do the gloss on the hooves, I also gloss over the outside of the shoes, not the bottoms, but just the outside of the shoe. And that will keep the shoe shiny. Otherwise they'll tend to tarnish, and so in time they'll be this sort of dull brownish gray color. Not so pretty if you want to show your horse. This guy has his mouth open, so there's lots of little nooks and crannies to get the gloss into. Beautiful sculpture. His name is Bill. He's a traditional scale draft horse. Okay, so it looks like our dots are pretty well dry. And I like to use a nice angle shader to do the gloss on the hooves. This is a 1/4 or an 1/8 inch angle shader, Robert Simmons. It has a nice flat edge to it, so you can get a nice straight edge if you need it, and it also spreads the gloss beautifully, so you get a nice smooth even finish without brush strokes. This is the same brush that I use to put on my white markings on my horses, where you sure don't want any brush strokes showing.